Across a foggy valley in Western Europe, a reconnaissance scout peers through binoculars to survey the opposing ridge. Emerging from the tree line is an apparent Allied armored division moving forward. The low-frequency rumble of heavy diesel engines echoes through the woods, accompanied by the metallic grind of steel tracks carving into the damp earth. A plume of exhaust rises over the trees. When the lead Sherman tank clears the tree line into an open field, a sudden gust of wind catches the vehicle. The 30-ton machine lifts off the ground, flips over through the air, and settles upside down on the grass. There is no explosion and no fire. The hull sways lightly in the breeze. The deadly armor is an inflatable pneumatic decoy made of rubberized canvas and supported by lightweight framing. This was the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops. Activated in early 1944, this 100-man tactical deception unit operated near the front lines of Western Europe, using visual decoys, sonic projection, and radio spoofing to manipulate German battlefield intelligence. Part 2, the Bettemberg Gap. The unit was not an ad hoc emergency gamble, but a pre-planned tactical asset deployed to support Allied operations following the Normandy landings. Its first critical major test came in September 1944 during Operation Bettemberg, as General George S. Patton's Third Army drove eastward toward Metz. The 6th Armored Division was pulled away to assault German positions to the south. This maneuver left a dangerous, roughly 70-mile gap along the Moselle River near Luxembourg. Had German scouts discovered how thinly the line was defended, a counterattack could have disrupted Patton's flanks and supply corridors. With no combat divisions available to reinforce the sector, Command ordered the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops to hold the perimeter by illusion. For several days, the unit deployed pneumatic tanks, generated fake radio traffic, and blasted the recorded sounds of moving armor along the front. German commanders believed an entire armored division held the sector, deterring an offensive until real reinforcements arrived. Part 3. The Creative Corps. The personnel of the 23rd were recruited for specialized technical and visual skill sets. Talent scouts drew candidates from art schools, design studios, and architectural firms across the United States, including the Pratt Institute and Cooper Union. The roster included men who would later shape post-war art and design, such as minimalist painter Ellsworth Kelly, fashion designer Bill Blass, and photographer Art Kane. Their task was to project the presence of full combat units, often mimicking forces of up to 20,000 men, using 3 integrated forms of deception: visual, sonic, and electronic. Part 4. Tactical Visual Deception. The unit's primary visual tool was an arsenal of inflatable decoys modeled after M4 Sherman tanks, 2.5-ton cargo trucks, jeeps, and 105 mm artillery pieces. Transported flat in heavy duffel bags, a 93-pound rubber tank could be fully inflated with an air compressor in roughly 20 minutes. From distances over 500 yards or from aerial reconnaissance photographs, the silhouettes matched actual vehicles. Because empty fields would expose the ruse, the unit managed surface terrain meticulously. Crews operated tractors and bulldozers to press realistic track patterns into the soil, guiding the lines into tree canopies, where the decoys sat partially concealed under camouflage netting. Part 5. Sonic projection visual decoys alone could not simulate active troop assembly. To address this, sonic warfare specialists utilized field recordings gathered at stateside training bases like Fort Knox. Engineers used early wire and disc recorders to capture specific mechanical profiles. Tanks pivoting on muddy terrain, engineers driving pontoon bridge pilings, and the background murmurs of bivouac assemblies. In the field, modified M3 half-tracks, equipped with 500-pound directional speakers and 100-watt amplifiers, broadcast these acoustic profiles across enemy lines. Under optimal atmospheric conditions at night, the sound projection carried up to 15 miles, convincing German listening outposts that mechanized divisions were positioning for an assault. Part 6. radio spoofing and special effects. The third layer targeted German signal intelligence. Tactical radio operators, with the 23rd created phantom communications networks. They copied the exact Morse code transmission styles, known as the FIST, of real division radio operators stationed elsewhere. By generating synthetic traffic patterns, order of battle updates, and logistical check-ins, they guided German signal interception units toward false troop concentrations. To reinforce the ruse behind friendly lines, soldiers entered nearby towns wearing shoulder patches of other divisions, driving empty trucks in calculated convoys to mislead local Axis informants about unit identities and movements. Part 7. Operation Viersen at the Viersen. The unit's largest single operation took place in late March 1945 during the Allied crossing of the Rhine. Under Operation Viersen, the 23rd was ordered to divert German defenses away from the US 9th Army's actual assault point near Wesel. Stationed roughly 15 miles south, the decoys simulated the presence of the 30th and 79th Infantry Divisions. The Phantoms set up hundreds of inflatable vehicles, simulated dummy river crossing craft, and ran continuous sonic broadcasts of heavy equipment assembling along the riverbanks. The deception drew German artillery fire and defensive focus toward the dummy sector, allowing 9th Army assault forces to cross the Rhine with significantly reduced resistance and minimal initial casualties. Part 8. Classification and Legacy. Across more than 20 tactical deception missions in France, Belgium, Luxembourg, and Germany, the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops repeatedly diverted enemy fire and masked Allied vulnerabilities. Post-war analyses suggest their deceptions likely prevented thousands of battlefield casualties. Due to the sensitive nature of their tactics and equipment, the Pentagon classified the unit's records, and veterans remained bound by secrecy for over 50 years. The unit's operational history was finally declassified in 1996. In 2022, the United States Congress officially recognized the unit's service by awarding the Ghost Army the Congressional Gold Medal.